Sunshine. This is Joy from Michigan in the US, and today I am painting on a very large canvas. Hopefully you can see most or all of it in the frame right now. This is a 24-inch gallery wrap deep edge canvas, and I have a white base coat down. It's not looking fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hard to get an even base coat on such a large canvas. I should have used Kathleen Kaz's from Kaz Creations. Her method is, I think, a little more foolproof than mine, but I'm not too concerned about it. It's just the base coat. I'm not worried about my edges at this point. I am going to do a pour today. It's going to be a straight pour in my Dreamland colors. Guys, I'm stuck on that again. That's video 160 if you're interested. I've redone that same basic pour several times, trying to achieve what I got the very first time around. And of course, if you have done any paint pouring, you know that's not really possible. We try, but to recreate something, it just is really, really hard. So I am rubbing in the drips from my edges here, just so that if there is a base coat there, it's fairly even and it's not thicker in spots where it's dripped. So, okay, let's jump in. And I apologize in advance for the, I'm sure, weird angles, bad lighting. It is a very, very cloudy day in Michigan here today. I have very, very bad lighting. So hopefully, let me move this over just a little bit. Hopefully you guys will be able to see okay. All right, we are going to start. Our first color is cerulean blue plus white. So a nice pastel blue. And this is such a bigger canvas than what I've used before for these colors that I'm really kind of wondering how much of each color to put in. So it's kind of a guess. This is a metallic violet. And I would prefer to use the Deco Art Amethyst for this, but I ran out, so I mixed up my own version of it. Next, we're going to go with Coral. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. Guys, if you have not worked with this color, see if you can find a bottle. It's gorgeous. I love that color. And it pairs really, really well with 24 Karat Gold by Deco Art and Rouge, which I thought was open and isn't. Here we go, throw some Rouge in there. I try to do about the same amount of Rouge and Coral there. And then this is a custom color. This is Phthalo Blue plus silver, which you're not going to be able to see in the kind of lighting we have today. And I added just a little bit of white. The silver that I added was a deeper silver than what I typically use. So I went ahead and added just a little bit of white to make that color really shine. And then we're going to just drizzle all over the cup white. And then we're going to do the same thing with silver after I mix it up a little bit. Just trying to get it kind of in different places. And now I'm going to refer to my notes. All right, we're going to go back to the coral and gold. And we're going to have to add some other layers to this because the original canvas that I did with these colors was an 11 by 14. So I do want the center to be similar, but I know we're going to need a lot of other colors to fill the cup. This cup is a 16 ounce. I'm actually, as I mentioned, doing 2 cups. This isn't enough paint to cover this canvas, and I know that. So I'm not going to try to stretch it too far, and then I'll add another cup. And can you tell I lost my place? All right, now we're adding, we have this beautiful violet plus white. So it's just a real pale, kind of like that first pale blue, but it's a purple. Okay, I have a little clump somewhere out here. I had, now I can't find it. All right, bear with me. Yeah, here it is. Nope, I lied. There they are. They're black, so I set them off to the side because they blend in with the table. My little fine point tweezers. Ah, got it. Don't want that clump in my painting. All right. Nice chunk of that, and then from there we're going to go back to the phthalo plus silver, so it's a metallic phthalo. It's beautiful. This is obsidian It is, guys, it is such a pretty color. I'm gonna show you. So this is the paint color, Obsidian by Deco Art Metallics. Gorgeous, gorgeous color. I love that. I used to do my own metallic black by just adding silver, but I really like the Obsidian, so I'm gonna see how that works in this particular pour. We're gonna do some black. All right, now we are to the end of my original pour, and now I get to just do what makes me happy. I really liked the coral next to the black, so I'm gonna go there next, and I'm gonna follow that. I love it paired with the gold, just a little bit, and then a fair amount of rouge. Really, really love that look. And then let's do some phthalo, a fair amount. This is gonna be the outer edges, so I'm okay with thicker layers of each color. Oh heavens. If you can, oh, I should have cleaned these first too. If you can stop and catch your little chunks before it goes into the cup, it just makes it, I mean, you can find them in your painting later, but it can also leave some really unpleasant lines that you don't want. All right, I think I got it. So I watch pretty carefully when I put paint in my cup, and I watch it going in, and I watch it coming out of the spout to see if I have any chunks that I need to watch for later. And then, where did it go? Here it is, my pale violet. And then I think I'm gonna do a layer of silver. Go back to that rouge. And I'm gonna top this off with obsidian, a large amount of obsidian, and then black. All right, before this sits too long, I'm gonna bring my camera down and give you guys a better view of the cup pour. All right, guys, hopefully this comes out absolutely gorgeous. All right. A lot of black. Boy, that black really took over. I might have done a little too much. I think the back of my cup's hitting my paint. Trying to go low and slow. Doing a little bit of a shake unintentionally, but a little bit of a wander here at the end too. And on the original video, I did goodness sakes, a ring pour rather at the end here, and I just didn't like how that looked. So I intentionally, yeah, see, I got the edge of the cup. I intentionally didn't do that with this one. Really pretty things going on while you guys are nice and low. Pardon my reach. Oh, there are so many pretty things in this. Okay. That black, I don't think got too crazy. Sounds like I need some more fuel on that. Okay. I'm going to stretch this just a little bit. My canvas has tape on the bottom, on the back of it, to protect the wood from getting all painty. And then it has little, well, big thumbtacks in it. You know what I forgot to do, guys? I'm gonna stretch this back. I do want to wreck this, but I want to have really thin wrecking lines. I want to use the end of my skewer, the fat end of my skewer, not a popsicle stick, because that will leave much larger lines. And I'm going to start here in the black. And I tried, so I've done a lot of wrecking in a lot of different videos, and a lot of times I get carried away. So I'm intentionally trying to start slow, and then you can always wreck it again at the end. So keep that in mind. You don't have to add a lot of lines in the beginning. And as you stretch it, those are going to get warped anyway. So sometimes it's better to do, in my opinion, better to do your recking towards the end rather than right away. All right. I promise I won't do all my stretching with you guys so low because you won't be able to see much. And surprisingly, this is kind of rolling over on itself, which you can't see anything right now. I don't love that, but I figured the white, but I laid the white down and then it took me a while to fill my cup, so that could be why the white may be partially drying. Look at how pretty that is. All right. And I have enough black. All right, I'm gonna lift you guys back up. I have enough black that if I love my composition, I can't do it right now because there's way too much paint sitting on this, but if I get to a point where I love my composition and I don't want to alter it, I can easily add black to the edges. So that may happen, we'll see. Okay, I hope you guys can see this. It's up so high that I really can't tell what you guys can see. I am really looking forward to warmer temps and being back out in my art room. All right, let's do a little more stretching. I'm not loving this. It's okay, but it's the part that I would be okay to lose, or at least lose some. So I'm gonna stretch this way first just to get that black a little closer to the edge. I don't wanna go off the edge yet. Or maybe I do, but just with the black, okay. All right. This is gonna be another difficult one to tilt just because of the weight. So you can see as I'm stretching, well maybe you can, I don't know what you can see. But as I'm stretching this, watch the rec lines that I put in. Let me bring that back to the center a little bit. Because they will become a little more distorted as we go, which is why I should have probably stretched this one a bit further before I wrecked it. I don't always like wrecking it that early. And I'm going way over. Come back. Okay, I am going to switch sides and stretch it that way to that corner. And I don't know that I'm going to go all the way off on that one. Okay. I loved this so much when I first poured it, but I have to be honest, I'm not loving it as it's stretched. I feel like my layers are too separated, which is from the very low pour. I needed more blending, but it's a 2-cup pour, so it will be okay. I'm just gonna stretch this out. Okay. Yeah. I don't like this, which is really sad because I'm scared I'm gonna run out of colors, but because it was too low of a pour, which is, it's funny because I watched my original of this so many times just to try to see the techniques that I used and figure out exactly what I did to get what I got. And you know, you watch it over and over and you try to duplicate it and then you end up going, oh, this is completely different than what I expected. So coral, and I'm out of Floetrol, guys. That's a sad day when you run out of Floetrol. Okay, I really like, so as I'm filling my cup, I'm looking at my piece that I have. I like this right here where it's the rouge next to the metallic purple and the phthalo blue. So that's what I'm gonna do in the bottom of my cup. That will come out last. Hopefully that will be very pretty. Oh goodness. All right, phthalo blue. And then too much, but I think I'm gonna add just a little bit of this obsidian. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the map, so when oh, that was more than I was trying to do two things at once. Frozen, can't decide. Phthalo. Back into this very light blue. Light purple. I'm going to do a smaller amount of coral this time and a bigger amount of the rouge. See, I moved all my paints. I don't know where anything is anymore. There's my gold, rouge, phthalo and silver, metallic purple, which is the one I was worried I was going to run out of, but I didn't, so yay. And we're gonna do this light blue, and then we'll top it off with the obsidian and the black. That was one thing that I actually did by accident in the original video. I was planning on using all metallic black, but I ran out, or I was going to run out. I knew I didn't have enough. So I ended up doing the obsidian with black last, added to the cup last. And that way I knew the black would probably be stretched out. But then I saw what the black and the obsidian do together, and I really liked it. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna be a little bit lazy. It is a lot of work to bring that camera back down, so I need to get a second camera. So I wanna think about which portions I'm okay. Like, I don't mind this, I think. It's this corner. So I want to pour where I can stretch that portion off. So I'm gonna try to pour right there. And I'm okay with it being high. I am kind of traveling this way because I don't want to lose what's down there that I like. And now I'm going to rotate. Ooh, look at that. Bring that up a little, do a little bit of blending there. Okay. All right. So on this end, I'm thinking I will just fill that with black. Ooh, I'm liking this. I'm gonna let that expand a little on its own. I can see air bubbles in this. So just trying to pop those. I'll torch it again. Look at this through here, so pretty. Okay, let's start stretching. I'm gonna come towards me first, and then we'll go the other way, because I really want to open up those pretty cells that we had. Okay, so I'm gonna go towards the center and then rotate it slightly so that it extends over. All right, I don't want to stretch this too far, so I'm really trying to watch the composition and not just focus on the portions that I want to get off. You can always take that off by adding your background color. Oh, slippery. Hopefully you guys can see a little bit of this. Okay, too fast. Slow it down. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there for a minute. There's a lot of yumminess going on. This is that obsidian. No, it didn't come out the way I wanted it to. So I should have done this with my squirt bottle. All right, I'm gonna tip it towards that corner again. I'm gonna try to tip it towards that corner again. Take that black off the edge and stop. It didn't completely cover the edge, but I will cover that later. I am not concerned. Focusing on composition and keeping the lines that I want. And finding my paper towel to clean my hands with it. Oh goodness, guys. All right, I am really loving this. I'm so glad that I did things a little bit differently the second time around. This up here is so bright and so bold, and then we kind of go down here to where it's softer and it just feels quieter to me. All right, I'm gonna let this develop some. I'm not sure. I almost feel like wrecking in here, but it's so pretty. I don't know that that's the best idea. I do want to add just some violet to this corner. This corner is white, and I know the violet won't match exactly because these are mixed colors, but it would look better, in my opinion, to have a color on this corner than to leave it white. I didn't really want white anywhere, other than popping up in cells like that. So I'm gonna cover this corner, same thing over here. My corner is very white, and because we did this section just all obsidian, this is a really easy one to do. All right. So much pretty. So one of the things that I know I don't like is where this, so this is pretty here, but then when it stretches, I'm not a huge fan of that. So I'm thinking about adding some obsidian and black there. I'm just worried about getting it to look right. I don't want to. All right, one thing at a time. I'm going to add black to this corner. I know I want that corner black and not white. So I'm just trying to follow the line that's already there. And then I will add to that and slowly move out. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but my dog's in here sleeping and she is snoring up a storm. So funny. All right, let's see if we can stretch that without losing the rest of the composition. Everything is shifting, but I can shift it back. Got this stick from my black cup. Guys, I am such a mess. I need to take a minute and clean my table off. That's one of the things that needs to happen. Okay, that's better. Let's shift this composition back. Specifically watching what would be your top left edge. That's what I'm focusing on right now as far as composition. Too much in my head at once, guys. Sorry about that. I had a phone call that I absolutely had to take, and so of course that stops the video. Where are we? Now I gotta put my head back into art mode. Oh goodness. Let's pop some air bubbles. I am really loving this. I am fiddling with the idea of tweaking it, but I don't know that I really want to. It's got so much that I love. Is it worth tweaking the little bit that I'm not sure that I love? I don't know, but I have a feeling I'm gonna try. One of the things that I loved about the very first piece was some of the wrecking that I did. And it was, the part that I really loved was pretty, it was a very mild wrecking, and I think I'm gonna do it again. But I really wanna be intentional about it. What's going on right here? Thought maybe there was a chunk of paint there that created that very distinct line. Okay, I'm dipping my skewer into black paint so that I can add some to cover that. I didn't really want to wreck that purple section. So let's see if we can, all right, I'm okay with that. Okay. I'm still not sure about this little bit right here. I'm fiddling with what I do with that. I love this up here. Okay, let's do a little bit of wrecking, not a lot, just very mild. We're gonna start here. Just gonna continue that kind of mixing of the reds and the rouge and the black. Just a little, not overkill. All right, we're gonna do the same thing over here. I apologize if this was one of your favorite sections. Like that. Really, really like that. It's just a little subtle thing. I don't like this over here. So it's mostly obsidian. It might have been a wrecking line from the first time, I'm not sure. But I don't feel like it has a good flow, so I'm just going to try to add a good flow. And a lot of this I'm just going to try to run off the edge and fill it with black. That was another thing I added on the other piece, was a lot of negative space. And I really, really liked what that did for the piece overall. And so I really wanted to find a way to do that here, which we have the negative space down in this corner, but I wanted a little more. Oh. Okay. And sorry, I had that skewer in my mouth. Ideally, I would have done the negative space first and then wrecked, but I knew I was gonna do such a gentle tilt that I felt confident that it was going to be okay. But keep that in mind should you do this on yours. I have messed up many a painting by tilting longer than or later in the game than I should have. So, all right, I don't know, guys. Do I take that out? I think I just leave it. I might try to stretch the whole thing that way just a little bit and see. Let me see where my paint is. Where's the weight of my paint? Nope. It's gonna stretch this corner too much, and I really, really like that corner. So I will live with that one little section that I don't like. I do think I'm gonna do one more thing. You guys are probably screaming at me right now to stop. I do have a tendency to overwork my canvases, so if you're screaming at me, I understand. All right, so I'm putting just obsidian and black in a cup. About equal amounts of both. I don't love the negative space that I just added. It's just kind of bland. And so I just want to add some ribbons. And I'm pouring until I have both colors. Okay, I'm gonna save that just in case I decide I need a little more. And then we're just gonna tilt that some of that'll be tilted right off, but I'm okay with that. There. All right, guys, this was kind of a long one, so I appreciate you hanging in with me. I do have a small section over here where I have canvas. I must have touched it with my finger, so I think I'm gonna have to add just a little bit of obsidian here, just a little bit, so that my edge of my canvas, I can't match the color that's there after it dries. So we're just gonna do like that. And I don't think that hurts anything. And we're gonna just stretch that way just a bit. And we'll stretch it right back. I just want that to go over the edge nicely. I'm still not loving that other negative space that I added. All right, guys, I had kind of a wild idea, and we're just gonna go for it. I am making a very small cup. And if I don't love this, I can always pour black back over it again. So that little negative space area that I have there, that I added the obsidian and black to, I'm just not loving that. So, my paint is just everywhere, nothing's organized. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I have phthalo blue, and then coral, and then gold, and then rouge. This is more paint than I need already, so I'm gonna be careful. And then I did my violet plus white, and then my metallic purple. And I'm just gonna do the teeniest little pour. I kind of don't like this either, so I think what I'm gonna do is like start it here, and then right there. I wish I hadn't done that back and forth thing. All right. Sorry guys, ran into the camera. So we're gonna tilt that up and over. I don't like the purple in there. Let's see what I can do about that. Oh, hitting things. Okay, I have to stop. Whew. I'm losing too much. I know what I need to do. So I'm sure there are those of you who would just be like, Joy, really just stop. And you're probably right, but I struggled with altering my piece in any way, even when I was unhappy with it. So I'm kind of proud of myself. I'm going back to the obsidian and black, and I'm just gonna add just a little bit here. All right, and then I'm gonna fill that with black. It's almost like a little heart shape. That was unintentional. Okay, so that's a lot of paint sitting there, right? So I'm just going to, oh, I feel like I've got to be like almost ready to have puddles of paint on my floor over there. Okay. Oh, I stretched this too far. See, and that's what happens. Stretch that all back. I think we're okay. I'm hitting paper towel. I've got to get back in my art room. Okay. All right, guys, I'm gonna live with this for like the next 45 minutes and then hopefully not have to change anything, because every time I'm changing it now, I'm starting to, oh, I lost something that I liked. So that tells me I'm beyond the point where I should stop. Stop. So, all right, let me know what you guys think. If you stuck with me through this whole process, thank you so much. I know this was a long one. They tend to be that way. Once you start moving to the bigger canvases, they just take a lot of time. I did hit this corner. So I'm just going to cover that up. No worries, no big deal. Just cover it with some paint. I would love it if y'all would hit the like button. If you made it this far, I'll let you know. My husband and I joke. There was a commercial we saw where someone was doing a video, a TikTok video or something, and they said, this is gonna get tens and tens of views. and that's kind of our ongoing joke about my channel. So I would be so thrilled if you would share this, if you would like this, if you would comment, if you would prove to me and my husband that we can get more than tens and tens of views. Usually within the first week, I'm lucky if I hit 20 views. So I have just a cute little channel. Oh, 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 don't you dare. I have too much stuff on my table. So yes, I have a cute little channel, but I would love to see it grow, which even just a little bit would be amazing. So I'm gonna get stuff off this table because I'm scared to death it's gonna mess up this painting because I'm gonna have something fall over on it or something. So I will see you guys next time. The dried results will not be at the end of this video because it is Wednesday and I post my videos on Thursday. So the dried results will be posted on my Instagram page. There is a link in the description box, so check that out if you'd like to see how this gorgeous piece dries. Thanks so much, guys. I will see you on the next one. Oh my goodness, guys, I almost forgot to show you the close-up. So this has been drying for a couple hours now. Still very, very wet. I love all the little pinprick cells here. I'm sorry, my light is very glary. So here's this section that I added. It did move a little bit, but I'm still happy with that, I think. Love all the cells through there. This piece has a lot of movement and a lot of contrast, and I really like that. My wrecking lines are drying nicely. They're holding up well. So yeah, overall, I wish I hadn't stretched this corner as much as I did, but other than that, I'm really happy with this. And I hope that it dries really, really well and that other people like it even more than I do. So there you go. There's the finished piece.